In today's video, we'll be taking a look at Exeggutor from the PALDEAN Fates expansion set. We'll be focusing mainly on Exeggutor's second attack, Psychic Loop. For 2 Psychic and 1 colorless energy, it deals 160 damage. But then you have to put 2 energies attached to this Pokemon back into your hand. The damage output is actually decent since it's strong enough to 2-hit KO most Pokemon in the game. And since energies will be recycled back into our hand, this Xatu can help us reattach them to our Pokemon. It has an ability which allows you to attach a basic Psychic energy from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon, after which you also draw 2 cards. This is a great energy accelerator and is doubled down as a decent draw engine. So let's try this combo out and I'll explain the other components of this build along the way. Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicleknight channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Please remember to use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Before going to the video, please take a second to click that like button. And we're on the road to reaching 10,000 subscribers, so please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for all of your support, and I hope you enjoy the contents I put out in this channel. Alright, so we won the coin flip, and I am going first. We have a lot of stage 1 Pokemon to evolve into, so going first is optimal, I think. We're gonna start with the Natu in the active spot, and thankfully we have access to Battle VIP Pass. You can only use it on your first turn, and it allows you to search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them straight to your bench. So I'm gonna go with Execute, and I think Mew EX is great for drawing extra cards. And we have access to Fog Crystal as well. And I'm gonna get Natu, because we're still setting up here. You can search your deck for either a basic Psychic Pokemon or a basic Psychic Energy. And if my opponent can attack on their first turn, I think Mew EX can survive. I could retreat my Natu, but I might need this Psychic Energy to accelerate and use Xatu's ability. So I'm just gonna end my turn here. So if you didn't know, Xatu's ability requires that you have basic Psychic Energy in your hand to accelerate before you can draw 2 extra cards. So just keep that in mind. And we're going up against a Lost Box or Lost Zone engine, and it's very versatile. You can fit this into really any deck because it has a lot of supporting cards as well. Allows you to accelerate energy, and it is accompanied by a lot of strong single prize attackers as well, like Cramorant and also Sableye. But they are going with a Giratina VSTAR. Okay. Giratina VSTAR is a very powerful Pokemon. Hits for 280, and it has the potential to one-hit knockout or instantly knockout any one of our Pokemon, but they're just gonna end their turn. Okay, cool. So we got a Xatu from our top deck, which is really nice. Thankfully, we reserved that basic energy from our last turn. So let's go ahead and use Clairvoyant Sense first, and then attach this to our Execute. Draw 2 cards, and we got an Iono. Okay, cool. I could probably evolve into another Xatu, but then it'll just get stuck in the active spot. So I think I'll just use Ultra Ball, sacrifice these 2 cards, and then get an Exeggutor. And then we'll use Iono. Both players will shuffle their hand, put it to the bottom of their deck, and then draw for however many prize cards they have left. So in this case, 6 for each player. We got another Natu and a Xatu and a switch and 2 energies. This is the perfect hand, guys. It's crazy. So we can actually attack on our first turn, and then I could attach for turn here. Now Exeggutor can actually attack, and then that's gonna recycle back 2 of our energies attached to it. And I think I'll just play this Town Store. That way I can draw 1 extra card with Mew's ability, Restarts. We got another energy. Dude, okay, that's really great. I'll go ahead and use Town Store, and I might as well just get this Forest Seal Stone just to thin out my deck, and maybe we'll draw into something next turn. So for now, I'm just gonna use Psychic Loop. Deals 160 damage, knocking out my opponent's Comfey, getting us our first prize of the game. And we got Medicham V. That is awesome. Now we can actually attach the Forest Seal Stone and use it. So Medicham V is good for that. Forest Seal Stone allows you to get any 1 card from your deck, but it uses up your VSTAR for the game. But Medicham V is also great for getting that chip damage and extra turn, because 160 damage with Exeggutor deals 320 damage. Some Stage 2 EX Pokemon can get up to 330 HP or 340. So Medicham V can get that 20 damage chip and then also get an extra turn. That's why I have Medicham V in this build. So far my opponent's Lost Zone cards are not built up just yet, so we don't have too much to worry about the Sableye and also energy acceleration to their Giratina VSTAR. So we should be safe a few more turns here. Maybe we can get ahead in the price exchange by continuing to knock out their Pokemon. One downside I see to this though, that Exeggutor has 2 retreat costs, so looping that 2 energies after attacking makes it a little bit harder to retreat it and then accelerate energies to your second attacker. Okay, so my opponent ends their turn again. We got Battle VIP Pass from our top deck. I'll put Medicham V in play. And let's see what we can do here. So the fact that Exeggutor is not in the bench, we can't re-accelerate those energies. And we don't have another Exeggutor built up to be our other attacker. So retreating and continuing to attack with Exeggutor is a little bit of a problem, but we do have another switch in the deck, so maybe I can use it. I could just use Hypnoblast, but I'm just gonna retreat, I think, to Mew EX. I think we can survive an attack until my opponent can power up their Pokemon. And then, okay, Escape Rope could be useful. Re-energize. Maybe we'll get another Psychic Energy here. Unfortunately, we whiffed it. We could have used the other Xatu to accelerate it to Exeggutor and then attack again for this turn. But I'm just going to wing it here, guys. Take a risk. And I'm going to use Hypnoblast. It requires 2 energies. It doesn't deal that much damage, but it puts your enemies to sleep. So that could afford us another turn. So we're gonna use Iono. Maybe any switches that my opponent had will not be there. And we got another basic energy. But for now, I'm just going to use Hypnoblast, deal 30 damage to this Sableye, putting it to sleep. My opponent has to flip a coin in between turns or between Pokemon checkup. They got Tails, so their Sableye remains asleep. They can't just put an energy to it to retreat it. So it'll be stuck there until they use something to get it out of the active spot. They have Colress Experiment, helps them to draw 3 extra cards. Pretty sure they'll have something here though. And that puts our Exeggutor in danger. They have Path to the Peak, which affects our Mew EX, but nothing else. But they have Jet Energy. Okay, that will get this Sableye out of the active spots, putting this Comfey in the active. And slowly but surely, they are building up the cards in their Lost Zone. And my opponent will continue to use Flower Selecting and just build up those cards in the Lost Zone. So they have 7 so far. Now they can use Mirage Gate to accelerate energies to their Pokemon, but they're just gonna pass. I don't know if they have access to it or something. We have Double Turbo Energy. You know what I'm thinking, guys? I could probably use Mew EX to attack this Giratina VSTAR. Let me go ahead and accelerate this energy to Mew EX. And then we have Double Turbo Energy. We can use Boss Orders and then use Switch. Preserve the energies on this Exeggutor. And I don't think we're dealing that 280 because we have Double Turbo Energy. It does reduce our attack by 20. So I'm just going to use Genome Hacking to copy my opponent's attack. And it only deals 260 damage. And then we have to put 2 energies in the Lost Zone. So that's very unfortunate we didn't get a knockout there, but it does put this Giratina VSTAR in an awkward position where we can knock it out with Medicham V and then we can get another turn. However, if they can accelerate energies to their Giratina V, they can also take a knockout here against our Mew EX. So it was a big chance that I was taking, or a big risk, but it was a risk that I was willing to take, and that could mean 2 extra prizes. So there's the Mirage Gate. They can accelerate up to 2 different types of basic energies from their deck to their Pokemon in any way they like. And there's the Giratina V-Star on their bench and a switch, allowing them to attack this turn. And they can take a knockout against our Mew EX. Thankfully, we can still recover it with Super Rod. Probably do the same thing. Copy Giratina V-Star's attack to knock it out. But yeah, Mew EX genome hacking attack is actually really good too. Copy your opponent's attacks. So my opponent will take a knockout, get 2 prizes for our Mew EX. And I think I'm just going to put Xatu in the active spot for now, because I'm not too sure what I'm going to get in my next few draws. So I'll use Super Rod and just recover Mew EX in those 2 Psychic Energies. And then I'm going to use Iono. Since my opponent has a lot of cards in their hand, our Iono is going to help us out here. Or we got a Squovit. And a double Turbo Energy. This is a little awkward because, again, Xatu's ability only works with Psychic Energies. Let me go ahead and sacrifice these 2. And I mean, does it really matter? Because if I'm going to use Squovit... Oh no, I can't use Squovit. Okay. Because I wanted to use that double Turbo Energy and Medicham V. I run the risk though, if my opponent has a boss's orders, they could just boss my Medicham V, knock it out, and then that'll be pretty much game over for us, I think, because they'll be way too ahead in the price exchange and there's nothing we can do about it. We've already used up our Forest Seal Stone, so we can't search our deck for anything else. So I'm hoping that we get something from our top deck so that we can draw extra cards, because we're dead drawing right now. Mew EX is out of the picture, so we can't draw cards. This is exactly why Mew EX is in this build, so that we prevent this type of instances where we're dead drawing. But my opponent will continue to accelerate energies to their Giratina V-Star. Hopefully they don't have a boss orders. We are behind on prizes, so I don't think they can use counter catch or anything like that. So hopefully we will survive a turn here. As long as Medicham V survives a turn, we can take a knockout next turn, then get 2 prizes. That will improve our chances of getting the cards that we need. And my opponent's gonna use Star Requiem. Okay. I think just so they can prevent their energies from being discarded or put in the lost zone, they just use the V-Star ability or the V-Star attack to instantly knock out our Pokemon, and they only get 1 prize. Alright, so we're good. We're gonna preserve this Exeggutor in our hand so we can use Squovit's Nest Dash. We have no choice but just to use Yoga Loop here, because we got another Exeggutor from the Nest Dash ability. At least we get 2 prizes here. Hopefully we get something good. Alright, Technical Machine Devolution is not going to help us in this match, but we did get a basic energy, which is really great. So we can set up another Exeggutor lineup, and since we got a basic Psychic Energy, we can use Xatu. And we got an Arven. Okay, cool. So we can attack with Exeggutor. We can just use Escape Rope for now. Push back this Giratina V-Star. We can start attacking with Exeggutor. And then we can loop those energies back to another Exeggutor lineup next turn, because we can evolve into another Exeggutor next turn. I'm gonna use Arvin and I think get Fog Crystal. I could actually use this Technical Machine Crisis Punch. But my opponent's down to 3. They will have to knock out my Medicham V to do that though. So I'll get another energy with this Fog Crystal. Again, that's why Fog Crystal is really great. It's a dual type of card. We can use Xatu to draw 2 extra cards while accelerating another energy to our Exeggutor. And we're just going to use Psychic Loop, dealing 160 damage to their Comfey, and then recycling back 2 of those energies back to our hand. And another energy! Bro, that is crazy! We might have enough firepower here to actually use Crisis Punch. But it really depends on my opponent. If they knock out my Exeggutor this turn, and then if we don't have the means to knock out any of their Pokemon, they could just boss my Medicham V on their following turn to get the last 2 prizes. So I think that's the best option for my opponent. Knock out a 1 prizer this turn, and then they can just boss Medicham V to win the game. But if... Oh, they're gonna counter Catcher. I'm actually hoping for that. Dude. I think that's it. We can knock out their Giratina VSTAR with Crisis Punch. We have the energy. We have the Crisis Punch. Oh no! Oh no! Why? Oh. They Roxandas. We got a Town Store. We can get the Crisis Punch, but if we can't draw into any cards with Xatu or anything like that, we lost this game. So Giratina V-Star knocks out our Medicham V, and let's see, I could just put my Squovit in the active, I guess. Hopefully we can switch it out. Well, we got an Exeggutor. Let's go ahead and use our Town Store, evolve into another Exeggutor. Come on, Nestash. Give me like a supporter card or something. Bro. Come on, please. We still need a lot of stuff here. Let's go ahead and use Clairvoyant Sense. Attach it to this Exeggutor. Bro. That's it. We will accelerate that energy. Attach the energy to Squovit to retreat. We can use Town Store to get our Technical Machine Crisis Punch. And since my opponent is down to 1 prize, we will retreat into this Exeggutor. Attach the Technical Machine Crisis Punch. And guess what, guys? Crisis Punch will deal 280 damage to knock out this Giratina V-Star to win us the game, getting the last 2 prizes. Excellent. Good game. Very good game. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.